Good morning. Welcome to my e-learning channel. In this video today we are going to discuss about the clause 49 of listing agreement. The another important element under unit number 5th, that is corporate board and committees, that is clause 49 of listing agreement, where we have to discuss about in details how this clause 49 related to listing agreement, how that clause 49 will be work out in our nations. Will for the purpose of only listing companies who are there in the stock exchange. Then when you discuss clause 49 listing agreement, this concept is related for listing agreement for the purpose of, that is, the companies who are listed in the stock exchange, and it contains total 51 clauses. The first introduced by BSE, then other stock exchanges agreement has been introduced. It came into effect historically, we have to go for, that is 31st December 2005, and revised clause 49 agreement, that is on 1st June 2006. So basically the first it is came into effect, that is 31st December 2005, and revised it is 1st June 2006. So this is what related to the basic things, how the clause 49 is there. Clause 49 for the purpose of the companies who are listed in the stock exchange, and the firstly it is introduced by BSE, and then other stock exchanges will be working in our nations, as we to know that how that clause 49 we are going to be work out, or how it is going to be consider in the point of your listing companies in the stock exchange. So when we has to be adopt to this clause 49, the applicability limit is there. So how this applicability limit is, all listing companies having paid up share capital of rupees 3 crore or more, or wherever net worth is rupees 25 crores or more at any time in the history of company. It is not the things that only we this year we reached 3 crores or share capital, or maybe net worth will be more than 25,000 crores. It is not there. If it is there in the history, your company started and you have reached 3 crores or more capital and net worth is 25 crores, then compulsory should be adopt clause 49 rules as per your listing agreement. What is the intention to set this clause 49 for listing agreement? That is, it has been formed for the improvement of corporate governance in all listed companies. This is very much important things to be maintain good governance systems, that every company should follow the good governance system purpose to be improve that corporate governance system in our nations. This list clause 49 will be work out, and basically we have to think about that the companies whose net worth will be more than 25,000 crores in the history, not only for 1 year or 2 years we reach, or annually we are going to reach. So if you started a company and if you reached that 25,000 of net worth, or maybe your paid up share capital will be 3 crores or more, then it is compulsory should be adopt that is your clause 49. Then next important element, that is the clause 49 has added some of the special provisions. So how the clause 49 will be work? So we'll discuss about that board of director compositions. As per this clause, the chairman of the board of director, that is at least 50% of board should comprise independent directors. So whenever we has to set that board compositions, 50% are independent director, 50% are dependent, and the chairman should be the executive chairman. In the case of company with non-executive chairman, at least 1/3 of the board should have independent directors. Means they have set the conditions. If you are framing executive director chairman, then 50% should be executive directors positions and 50% will be non-executives. And if you have set up that is chairman is a non-executive directors, then at least 1/3 of the board members should be independent directors. And the non-executive directors compensation should and must disclose how much we are going to be paying compensations, and it should be on the true and fair basis, and it should be disclosed to AGM. And other provisions as to the board and committees, just like their role and responsibilities, and we should follow the code of conduct. Then second factor that is we have to consider in the clause 49, that is provisions, it is audit committee. So how the audit committee should be required in a corporate governance for a listing companies. So specifically the qualified and independent be required. Meeting of audit committee on not the gap between less than 6 months, and annually yearly should be take 3 to 4 meetings. The role of hours of audit committee should be independent only, and they should take the decisions on the true and fair basis as to be considered for audit performance of the company. Then subsidiary company, the holding company should set up an audit committee to review financial statement and review the statement made by the subsidiary company. Suppose if you are going for hold some of the other companies, or you are playing as a holding companies, then there has to be set a separate audit committee for a subsidiary company, and it should be evaluated properly as per the committee we are going to be set up. Then disclosures. So this is very much important things. We should be disclosed that what things we are going to be consider as an organization point of view, or we are taking the steps. So basically, basis of related party transactions. So any transaction related to the organizations, how it is going to be considered, how it is going to be affected, it should be disclosed to everyone. Disclose our accounting treatment, that is also very much important. Then board disclosure with respect to risk management. Any risk activities will be there, or maybe the uncertainty will be arises, so you should disclose in the board management board meetings related to management issues. Then proceed from public issue, right issue, preference issue. Means if your company is going to be issued some of the issues related to the preference, then the IPOs and other things, this should be disclosed properly. The company has to disclose about utilizations and application of fund on quarterly basis, not annually basis. So how we are going to utilize the fund, that also should be disclosed. So overall, disclosure in that clause 49 is nothing but it should be true and fair basis what we have to be doing in the organization point of view, and it should be disclosed to all general public. So it will build a transparency towards organization and towards to the your as a stakeholders. So it will be built as a good relation, or it will help to the building the good governance systems in your organizations. Then CEO and CFO certification, that is Chief Executive Officer and Chief Finance Officers. About the efficiency of internal control systems, the Chief Finance Officer also requires the signature. Significant changes in policies of accounting, no containing of untrue statement, not involving any kind of fraud. So CEO and CFO certification is very much important, because once they has to be valid, so it should be true and fair basis, and it should be on about the efficiency of internal control system. It should be properly evaluated internally, so it will not difficult, it will not get that any errors in that your independent auditors has been taken place. Then if you are making changes in accounting policy, it should be on significant basis, not irrelevant basis, and it should not be containing untrue statements. Basically most of the organizations showing the fake statements, so that will not be taken place, and ultimately will not be involved in any kind of frauds. Next, report on corporate governance, that it requires that company need to submit quarterly compliance report to stock exchange prescribed form. This is very much important, because normally every organization has to do that submitting report at the annually, and that should be as a same what last year we are going to be submitted. But as per clause 49, you should be submit the quarterly corporate governance reports related to stock exchange prescribed form, and it should be in prescribed form as per the forms of clause 49. Then compliance, a company is also required to obtain certificate either from auditors or practicing company regarding compliance conditions stipulated annexure same the director's report. That is also important. That's why audit committee, the chairman, or maybe the audit committee's main role, it is given in the hands of non-executive directors, that is your independent directors. This is what related to the 6 provisions of clause 49 regarding how the position of board of directors, audit committee, report on corporate governance, compliance, then the CEO and CFO certifications. So this is very much important for the SBS to go for listing companies who are there in a stock exchanges, and it is applicable for the companies is having paid up 3 crores in the history or more, or if the turnover it is 25,000 crores or more in the history of their company's positions. Then next important element, that is what is the role of SEBI in your organization. So SEBI is specifically working as a regulatory body for stock markets, force into 1992, and it is established through SEBI Act 1992, establishment 12th April. Maybe it is maybe came into existence 30th January, but it is for established 12th April. SEBI's Act. Head office it is Mumbai. The present chairman. So it will be Ajay Tyagi. Maybe it will be different. Has to be there. And what is the intention of SEBI has been came into existence? That is, it should be regulate capital markets, specifically promoting fair trade practices in a stock market, and should protect the interest of the investor. These three important key elements: how we are going to control capital market, fair trade practices, and interest of the investor. That is the intention that SEBI has been came into existence, because SEBI's role also is very much important when we have to be thinking about, that is, following good governance system in your organization, because SEBI has been playing as a regulatory body. So any things related to the companies, issue related to listing companies, so it is direct impact. So SEBI has also the another key role to be maintain good governance system in our nations. So here, how the role of that is SEBI in management board, it should be as a chairman, 2 members from among official, that is from central government dealing with finance of the companies, 1 member from the official, that is RBI, then 5 members from whom at least 3 shall be whole-time members appointed by the central government. It means composition of board of SEBI, it should be the chairman, 2 members from central government, 1 member from RBI, and 5 members from at least whole-time directors. It is again appointed by the central government only. So this is what the composition of boards to be controlled as a regulatory body to control capital markets. Then removal of member from office. So it is again removal of member from office. It is again in the hands of central government only, as per the SEBI's Act 1992. And the meetings of the SEBI's, it should be on the time, place should be observed, follow the rules and regulation. The chairman will decide all the questions while coming before any meeting should be decided majority of votes members. Not directly you can come and you can discuss any questions. So it should be decided early before pre-meeting only. So and it should be based upon the voting basis. Then major things will be functions of SEBI. What SEBI has been doing in our nations to be implement that objectives. That is, first things we should protect to our investor in the securities market. Compulsory should be prohibit insider tradings. Any insider trading is nothing but the private information leaked to the market, and it will be impact to the stock market. It will be the prices of stock prices will be going increasing or maybe decreasing. So that kind of things will be prohibited. Then any fraud things or unfair trade practices related to any brokers or maybe misleading of information, it should be prohibited. Promote the self-regulatory agency, so it should be help to the follow the self-regulatory. Fair trade practices also be required, and it should be go at proper investor education and training to intermediaries of security market, and calling for information, that is also very much important. And apart from that conducting inquiries and audit securities exchange, examining on oath, and discovery and production of books of account, then suspend the trading any securities, inception of book and important registers. So overall, to require as to be control to control capital markets, so SEBI has to be conduct various roles. Then another important element that is for as a maintaining good governance system, that is corporate governance ratings. So this agency will play very much important roles, where has to be their rankings. So their rankings will play that how the impact of your capital market or maybe the corporate governance activities. So Ministry of Company Affairs set up this institution, that is CRISIL, credit rating agencies. The institute will undertake research in the area of corporate governance to rate the corporate excellence, how the company has been followed the corporate standards, and they should give the rate. Then improve the overall legal frameworks, is it they are going to follow, advise them, the companies and directors, how they can make corporate excellence forward, and individual corporate excellence rating also available to investor and lender from the, that is your corporate governance rating. So now basically corporate governance rating agency has been worked for the purpose of, that is, good governance. So they has to give on that performance result, and that performance result is based upon the standards are going to followed by company, or that legal framework will be followed by companies, Apart from that, investor, individual also, they are giving the ratings and they are going to promote them if they are following the good governance systems regarding to standards followed and the legal frameworks. So as again, the SEBI has thought that several credit agencies in your countries such as CRISIL, Credit Rating Information Service, India is there, ICAR is there, Investment Information Credit Rating Agency, and CARE, that is Credit Analysis and Research Limited. So these are the three specific agencies will be work in our nations, will be given that ratings, and as per that ratings we should be knowing about that how the company's performance, how the company's growth or how the performance will be there, they are going to follow the legal rules or not, or they are going to follow the systems legally provisions, then standards, or their work as a good governance system or not. Another important, that is Fitch, that is it is also the another capital market regulator to judge compliance status of corporate on parameters such as effective creation, management, distribution of investors' wealth. So this is another important agencies where they are going to manage, they are going to be rated as per the regulatory basis. Is it they are managed or followed or not? Just like your board composition functions, then ownership structures, the structure of organization, relationship with shareholders, disclosure and transparency, then financial prudence, statutory and regulatory compliance, and ICRA long term. Means this agency will know about that how the governance system standards is it followed or not, and as per that they are given the steps how this will be, the credit things will be given, that is LAAA is nothing but the highest credit quality rating. So some of the provisions they said, that is if you want that is highest credit, LAAA means your highest credit rating checked by ICRA. It is an instrument to lowest credit risk, means that company is having lowest credit risk. Then LAA, that is high credit quality rating agencies, but the rate instrument carries low credit risk. Next, LA, the adequate credit quality rating assigned, that is instrument carries average. LBB, that is moderate credit. LBB, that is credit rating assigned by instrument high credit risk. Then LB, credit rating assigned by the ICRA, instrument carries very high credit. So based upon that elements, that is LAAA, LAA, LA, and LBB, LBB, LB. These are the provisions. They are going to be said that is what is their company high credit risk, moderate, average, or maybe the low, or is it going to be high? Maintain that things. So these are the provisions has been set up by the credit rating agency. So this is what the concept related to clause 49. Then SEBI's role and credit rating agency. Overall, these three activities specifically work for the purpose of to maintain good governance system in our nations, and how we are going to promote them, how we are going to be boost to the maintaining good governance system and avoid the fraud, and any fraud things will be taken place or any bad practices will be come to the picture. So should be avoided with the help of these three agencies or these three activities. We can include the clause 49, SEBI's role, and credit rating agencies. Thank you.